Hi everyone, welcome to Cheryl's Stitch and Stash. Today I'm going to teach you how to do paper piecing. I've been working on this Noah's Ark quilt, which is paper piecing all the animals, and I wanted to teach you as I'm going along because I have learned a few things. I haven't done paper piecing in many years and I had to relearn everything, so I'm going to pass that on to you. So the first thing that you need in order to paper piece is foundation paper. That I use is Doak's foundation paper. And what I do is I take the pattern from the book and copy it onto foundation paper. The second thing I use is a straight stitch needle plate. So this way little tiny pieces of fabric do not get stuck down in your machine. And that's what I had found in my experience that works for me. Okay, so let's get started. So what I did is I went and I copied my pattern onto the foundation paper piecing. But we are doing this animal, which is a giraffe, in reverse today. So what I did is I got my light pad and I traced it. I put this down, the pattern down on my light pad and traced it on the back. Okay, and then I cut it out. It does not have to be straight or anything to cut it out. Just make sure you have a little bit of room after the dotted line. And I'll explain that as we go along why. So here are my two pieces. And we're going to do a giraffe. Okay, so I copied it on the back because we're going to do it in reverse. And I am a really slow quilter, so you'll see in this video how slow I am, but that's just me. I'm not a fast quilter at all, never have been, never will be. Actually, I don't think I'm fast in anything I do. I just go along and take my time and concentrate. So let's go to the next step. Okay, so here we are at my sewing table. So I have my paper piecing traced out, and we're gonna start it. This is a numerical paper piecing. Sometimes they're alphabetical, sometimes they're numerical. So we're gonna start with number 1. So what you wanna do is you wanna cut a big enough piece to cover both sides of not only the piece that you're working on, but outside that piece. You want it to go way outside the dotted line on both ends. So we're going to put my first fabric, which is for number 1, we're going to put it right side down like this. And then that wrong side is going to go to the wrong side of the paper. So I want mine to be, we'll do it this way. It's got to cover all sides. So this covers all sides, okay? So I'm going to pin it. I use just one little pin on the first piece to keep it in place. Then you're going to take your piece of cardboard or a straight ruler, whatever you get a straight line fold in, and you're going to put it a little tiny bit before line number 2, and you're going to fold the piece of paper back. And then what you're going to do is I'm going to turn my board around here for a minute. I could just do this. And we're going to add a quarter ruler. We're going to add a quarter like this. And we're going to cut. And now you have number 2 set up. So number 2, you're going to take number 2 fabric and we're going to place it wrong side to the right side of the purple. Okay? And you're going to place it right on that line that you cut. And you're going to make it even with the line of the purple fabric. And you're going to make sure that there's enough fabric on this end and this end to overlap. So it looks like we're covered on this side. And this side, we're not covered. So we'll have to move the fabric a little bit. So I'm gonna, Okay, we're going to try. I'm going to try it this way now. See if it's better. I didn't have it in the right position. Okay, so I have it like this, right? So what you want to do, oh wait, I have it wrong. You have to put it on the wrong side to the right side of the purple fabric. So let's see. If you fold it like this, it covers both ends on both angles of outside the dotted line. Okay? Okay. So I got to just make it even with the purple. And we're going to sew from this point here where number 3 line is. We're going to sew on the 2 line and go all the way down to where it stops at the end there. So I'll show you. Let's see if I can show you here. You're going to start here and you're going to sew all the way down to the end of number 2. I'll be right back to show you. Okay, so as you can see, I started up here and I went all the way down to the bottom. Okay, I went over to my ironing board and I pressed the fabric open. So now it looks like this. Okay, so now we're going to start on number 3. Okay, so I'm going to take my cardboard and I'm going to put it up against line 3, right like that, and I'm going to bend it forward like that and do the crease all the way down. I'm going to get my add a quarter ruler. I'm going to take the extra off. Okay. Now number 3 is set up. So I have my material for number 3, which is the head of the giraffe. And I am going to put it right on this line and make sure that it is on the outside of this line here. And let me see, when I fold it up, is it going to cover? Yes, it's going to cover. Okay, so now we're going to sew line number 3. Okay, so as you can see, I stitched number 3, which went from here to here, and I pressed it open. So far, this is what it looks like. So now we're going to go on to step 4. So step 4 is this one. So we're going to crease my paper, add a quarter, trim the rest off, right? We're going to see if this piece of material fits. You want it to get all sides. Okay, so we're going to put the right side to right side, and we're going to see if this works. We're going to put it right near the edge there, right on that edge that we cut. I want to make sure that this is going to fit. Yes, this is definitely going to fit. It has all ends. Okay, we're good. We're good to go. So now I'm going to just put this on a little bit better. I want it more towards the middle. Yeah, that's great. Reaches all sides. All right, so now I'm going to go sew this one. So now we're at step 5. So step 5 is right here. And now we're going to make our crease. And we're going to add a quarter. Oops. I think I have to get a new blade. Okay, and now we're going to add this piece. So we want it to fit right in the middle. And I just want to make sure that this is going to work on all edges. Yeah, it's going to work. So I'm just going to sew while I have my tape on. What I wanted to tell you is the reason why I'm using big pieces of fabric is because I've tried, when I first started this, I tried to use smaller pieces and it wasn't reaching the outside 1/4 inch line. And then I tried a little bit bigger and it just didn't work for me. So I just used chunks of big squares and stuff because it's easier for me. And the book that I got the pattern in does not tell you any sizes for your applique. And I just found out that another paper piecing person has put a book out there where they tell you exactly how big your pieces should be for paper piecing, which I think is so cool. I can't wait to get this book. But in the meantime, I found that using bigger chunks of fabric is easier for me. So I'm sewing along the number 5 line. And now I'm going to go press. Be right back. Okay, so I pressed number 5 out. As you can see, it looks like this. And now we're going to trim. So what we're going to do is we're going to trim right by this dotted line here, right along here. So I'm going to put my ruler right on the dotted line. I'm going to trim all this off, including the paper. Okay, so this is the first part of the square for the giraffe, as you can see. Okay, so now we're going to go on to the second part of the pattern. Okay, so here we are with part B, the second piece to the square that we're making. It's all right here. And we're going to start with the number 6. So this is the first piece to your part of your part B. So this is the right side of the fabric, and we're going to pin it because we always pin it the first time around. Go this way like this. Okay, and now we're going to go on to step number 7. So this is step number 7 right here. And I'll show you. Okay, 7 is right there. And we're going to take our cardboard and crease that line. You don't want to go on the line. You want to go a little bit before the line so you have that, so it comes out to be that line when you make that crease. And you're going to add a 1/4. I'm going to turn this around to cut it. And then we're going to get the fabric to number 7. So I'll use this piece right here. And we're doing right side to right side from the fabric. And you got to match your fabric edge to edge. Okay, and we know that this piece is going to cover both sides of the seam all around. And I'm going to go sew this and press this. And so I'm going to do all my numbers, you know, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then I will come back and show you the end result. Okay, so I just finished line 12, part 12, and I'll show you everything that I did. Okay, so now we're up to trimming the part B. So what I do is I put my ruler on the dotted line, because what you're doing is you're cutting a little bit outside the dotted line to get your piece. So I'm just going to cut this. Okay, so part B is done. And that's what that looks like. Okay, so now we are going to take part A and part B to sew them together. So you're gonna match your lines up. This. There will be some edging. And it says in the instruction book, you want to match the line to 2 on part A to the line to 9 on part B. So what I do is I just take a pin. So we're doing 2 to 9. So here's 9. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the pin in 9 straight down where that corner is. Just like that. And then I'm going to match my pieces up, and this should fit and give me a sense of, oh, that's a little bit off. And there you go. And that's where you're gonna sew your 1/4 inch line. You want to get this straight. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew on my 1/4 inch line down. So as you can see, I put parts A and B together, and as you can tell, the lines match up perfectly on all sides, and this is the result of your giraffe. But before I add in the final details, I need to take my paper off. So what I do is I just rip it off carefully, and sometimes for the inside pieces, I just use the point of a seam ripper to get it started. Let's see if I can get it started here. Just like that. And you just rip it out. This I usually do, you know, watching TV or something. It goes by really quick. You just rip them all out. I am going to press this seam open. Just like that with an iron. So it's laying flat. And that's it. Hi everyone, I'm back, and this is the finished product. I did a double chain stitch for the eye and ears, and I braided the giraffe's tail. I want to thank everybody for visiting my channel. Happy quilting, happy stitching, and have a great day.